Your customers don't care about your business.
They care about themselves.
Let's get into it.
Video Mavericks, the small business video marketing podcast. Presented by Workshop Media. With your hosts, Brett and Jeff, sharing a combined 40 years of video production and marketing experience. Take it away.
So, many small businesses believe that if they just talk about themselves, then people are going to care and they're going to want to be customers. And is that really that simple?
I mean, it's easy to think as a business owner, small business owner, I got to make video. I know I do. I don't know where to begin. If I just let me just tell them who I am. Let me just make, it's easy to kind of fall into that.
Yeah. And you're probably proud and you want to share it.
I would argue that making that video is better than not having any at all.
Yep.
But don't stop there.
Yep.
Make your video about your customer, your target audience. Remove yourself from it, except for the fact that you're here. You exist to make their lives easier. You exist to be an extension of them. You exist to solve their problems, help them achieve their greatest desires, right?
I think before we get into this topic too much, we need to clarify that brand story is still paramount.
Yes, 100%.
For all marketing and for, particularly in the video world. Because
your launch pad, right?
It is. And so when we're talking through this and we're talking about the idea of people don't want to hear all about you, they want to hear about the thing that, is going to help them.
Yep.
It's important to know that that is not the same thing as brand story. You should be authentic. You should be sharing who you are. In something like a brand video is a different thing. That is very much an awareness piece. It is this is who we are so that you can connect with us. The things that we're talking through in this particular case could be different types of content that is reaching someone who's already aware of your business. It's also a really important point, even in your brand story, in how you position your story to speak to people. So I wanted to put that disclaimer out there because we are huge proponents of sharing your story, huge proponents of being authentically yourself. But this is something that's a little bit different, and it's about focusing on the customer and what they want and need. So
if you have, and that's great. That's a great point. To keep us on track. Yeah. Because we'll start ideating and taking this this way and that way. You even in your brand story, that brand film, it is a little bit more mission, vision, values, but it still is, we exist to do this for this group of people.
Absolutely.
And so there are different types of content, to your point, that will allow you to lean more into this or more into that. But it's always going to come out of that foundation, which is the meat and potatoes, the heart of your business.
Yep. And the things that you're choosing to share as part of your brand story are a function of your customer to begin with if you're doing it really well. So the things that you choose not to share may be because they don't relate to your customer. They don't relate to your story in a way that's going to resonate with your customer. So,
and that content can be used elsewhere. It may not it could go into populating your social channels and kind of keeping the conversation going in very short, snackable.
And that's a humanizing the brand type of thing.
Yes.
This approach is more about the sales side and actually driving a customer through the sales journey to take some action. So, so with that said, we can jump into this sort of concept of focusing on your customer a little bit more deeply.
Yeah. So let's reframe the false belief. If I tell people about my business, they're going to come and buy from me. Okay. The truth is they don't care about you.
Yeah. So
that's sad, dude. That's so sad. But it's real. It's real life. They don't care about you. They care about solving their problems. They care about finding a solution. They care about having an easier life, stress-free, with, having the product that they always wanted, whatever it is, that's what they care about.
Yeah. If you want to test that, stop selling the thing that your customers like and see if they still show up to give you money. They may like you, but you're going to have a really hard time running a business if you're not offering a thing that appeals to the customer directly. And when we're, in this concept, it is, don't forget that. Make sure that you're keeping what they care about at the front of your mind at every turn.
And it should be a given, right? Your business is operating.
Yeah.
You're providing a product or service. So you already should theoretically know who you're serving, who you're selling to, what those things are, because you made the product. Right? So you should already know that information. It should be very easy, or at least easier, to just create content, create messaging that you already might sell, in your shop or online or whatever, and turn that into video content. It should already, and again, we've said this in other episodes, if you don't, then maybe video marketing right now isn't the move, and you should kind of reassess and align yourself and your team with what it is you're doing. Because video marketing should always come out of business goals.
Right. Yep. If you're not, then you are just really living on a hope and a prayer that you accidentally get it right.
You're like throwing money away. That's cool.
So why does talking about yourself, or why is that pushing people away? That sort of business focused messaging. Look at me, here I am.
Yeah.
What is it about that that's a turnoff?
Well, there's 30-something million small businesses in America. And if we're all saying the same thing, then it's just noise, right?
It's easy to tune out.
I mean, you're just doing the same thing that everybody else is doing.
Yep.
Now, if you flip it to, instead of it being about saying we or I, you say you in your messaging and make it about them and how you have the solution. You've have the experience because you were there once, or we've been doing this for so long that we understand it. You have these pain points and they're happening because of this. Well, we were there and we have the solution that's right for you. So I don't know if I answered your question, but I kind of feel like I want to buy from whatever my company example is. I was like, geez, they really get the customer.
They got it sorted out. I like
that's why. That's why. Look, business focused, you're gonna tune out a little bit. Right?
Yep.
If it's customer focused, you're gonna lean in.
Yep.
And characters. All of our favorite movies, it's all character driven. So if you know your persona, your buyer persona, the customer avatar that we talk about, then you can kind of make them a character. You can follow them on their journey, and other like-minded audience members of your content are going to see ourselves in those shoes, right?
Yep.
That is my pain point. These guys really did figure it out. And they're also, easy on the eyes. Their messaging's funny.
Yep.
They're likable. They've humanized their brand, and they're right down the street.
Yep.
But I didn't get all of that until I was able to align first.
I need to know that you have something for me.
That's for me.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I mean, if you're out there just doing it for entertainment's sake, that's a different thing.
Yep.
That's not what this is.
We'd still say do that, but you should always
make sure that person thinks it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But make sure that you still come from a place that's intentional.
Yeah.
Doing the comedy is cool, but you really
to what end, right?
Yeah, you need to make sure that there's still an understanding of, we get you. Here's who we are, why we exist, and then if you want to apply comedy to it, sprinkle it in there, then that's cool. I was like,
sprinkled comedy all over your leg.
I got comedy everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really like this topic a lot, and it's how we approach all of our client work.
Yeah.
And, it's important. And I think the more you talk about it, the more you discuss this aloud, the more you go like, yeah, I couldn't go the other way. I couldn't go back to making content this way. If you think strategically about it, it makes the most sense.
It does. It makes it
this way, right?
Absolutely.
So look, we're going to shift. How do we shift to a more customer-centric video? How do we, what should we do that might kickstart some ideas?
You should always start with what your customer's pain point is.
Mm-hmm.
What is the thing that you are specifically trying to solve for them?
Yep. And think about your audience, right? Which audience because you have multiple audiences. Which one, and then what are their top three? That's what we like to say. What are the number one pain point? Our customers always saying this.
Yep.
And then they also kind of struggle with this. And then there's a third one that's like,
Let's handle them one at a time.
And think about what you offer can solve that in a fun way, in an engaging way, in a direct way. So that's great. Always start there. And sometimes we say pain point or desire. Desire is usually going to come out of a need or something, so that's all kind of the same.
You think about, what's the problem they're facing? What are they looking for?
And what would they like
Yeah.
as a result of dealing with that all the time, right?
And then when you're speaking to them, consider where you can flip from using we to using you. That'll naturally start to shape your message.
Yep.
If it's, if you just use that exercise, that's going to be probably a pretty eye-opening thing.
It's a simple one, yeah.
And, once you switch from that we to you can be thinking about how to frame what you offer as a benefit to them. So not only are you thinking about their pain point, not only are you speaking to them as you, I'm helping you, but specifically, how is that helpful? How is the thing that you're offering or doing helpful to them? Make it a benefit to them.
Think about storytelling, beginning, middle, and end. It's another way to look at this, right? You're dealing with this. You might be stuck. You might be overwhelmed or frustrated because of X, Y, and Z. Here's why that's happening, and we get it. We understand you, and here's what can help. The end, we have this 3-step process to solve these problems and make your life what you've always wanted it to be.
It's helpful for that to come across as you're doing something to help them. This thing that I'm asking you to do is a favor to you. It is only to benefit you. That doesn't mean to be disingenuous, but it does mean that you should be framing your CTA as something that you're doing to make their situation better.
That's right.
Take this action so that you get. Take this action so that you can achieve, so that you understand.
Yep. Even though they're a customer, whatever that may mean, you're asking for their money, their time, their attention, whatever it is, they're a customer in this regard. You're still there for them. If you position yourself that way in service of others, even though you are ultimately offering a thing, they're giving you cash money, you're still in service of them. So instead of with that CTA call to action of you saying, I have a favor to ask you. Head over to our website to give us your money. I'm presenting to you the favor. I'm giving you this.
The solution for you is over there.
It is.
I've said it. I've taken care of it for you. We have this thing that's going to make your life easier, and we have it available to you in this way.
Yep. Sure, you will pay for it. Yes. That's a given. I'm a business. You're a customer.
But even then, think about sales. Anytime you see this thing is on sale, it's never it's on sale so that we can sell it. It's on sale. Take advantage of this. You can save 10% today. You can save 10% today.
Right.
Those subtleties are everywhere, and after listening to this, I think you'll notice them.
Let's get into some examples. What's the first example you might have for a business-centric video messaging versus customer? So let's go bad. Let's not call it bad, but in this case, it's not ideal to ideal.
That was very, very well said.
It's not bad. It's just not as effective.
So maybe something like a roofing company could maybe say something like, we've been installing roofs in this area for 20 years.
I thought you were going to do like a character, like a voice or something.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, so they've been in this area for 20 years. Cool. Not bad.
Not bad.
We used the best materials with a highly trained crew. Cool. I mean, that
still about you.
I would assume you would. You know what I mean? Like that's what it forces. When I see this type of video messaging, I think, yeah, right. Who's going to go on there and be like, we hadn't really been working that long here, and we use materials. I wouldn't say they're the best, but we got some guys. We can't really keep the workforce strong, but we got some guys. And of course, we're all going to say, yeah, I've been here forever. Yeah. I know the land. I know how this works.
So they should be thinking about what is it that the person that would hire a roofing company would be looking for in a roofing company. They need someone who's going to be dependable, that's going to show up, that's going to solve the problem for them, it's going to make it easy, and it's going to look nice.
Yep.
So maybe it's something more about, are you worried about that small leak turning into a big problem?
Yeah.
We can fix it for you fast, reliably, and you're never going to have to worry about your roof again.
And you can continue to do you, and
you're
not
never going to have
about
to worry
something
about
that you protecting your home and your family and your peace of mind with a roofing company. gets the job done.
Yep.
Right. On time and under budget.
How much more is there to this?
There's a lot. You guys are a really good roofing company. Let's go with a personal trainer or fitness coach. What would some business-centric messaging be? That might not be as strong as the customer side.
I have 10 certifications and I specialize in strength training.
You're like, oh, wow, bro.
That's
really
cool.
You spend a lot of time and money on yourself.
Yeah.
Does that help me at all?
What are the certifications for? Is it for training?
No, it's all
I have 10 certifications and I
stuff.
specialize in strength training. It sounds like you're really strong.
That sounds really cool. The certifications have nothing to do with the strength training, by the way. They're just all other things. Yeah, see, we're making fun of it, but like we're already lost. That's cool about you, man. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I still need help.
Yeah, I need a personal trainer, and I'm not sure that you are one.
You haven't really said much. Our gym has the most equipment in town.
Great.
That tells me it's going to be a really busy gym.
It does.
Or something.
It does, and
like
you couldn't figure out how to buy the right gear.
You just bought more of the same thing. That's right. So being the largest facility in town, most equipment, 10 certifications. It's all cool, man. The spotlight is on you. Do you offer any memberships? How do you help me lose weight quickly?
Yep.
So customer-centric. Are you feeling tired, sluggish, or frustrated?
Yes.
With these complicated workout plans?
I don't understand them.
Well, imagine getting your energy and your confidence back in just 30 minutes a day.
30 minutes.
We make fitness simple.
Simple.
So you can feel amazing without spending hours in the gym. That's
so
much
once,
better. It's a little comical, right? But
yeah, once you've made that appeal, then you can say,
with the largest facility in town and the most equipment ever acquired by a gym, we have 10 certifications all for you.
Yeah, we have certified personal trainers that are focused on your time and well-being. You can
fitness goals that are understood and whatever
having
for
the
you.
Having the largest gym, having the best equipment, having the certified trainers, those are all important things, but they need to be shaped to fit the customer's need, not just how great you are.
Those are great examples. So the bottom line, what is it?
It is focus on your customer's needs, focus on their problems and their pain points, and ultimately shape all of your messaging to speak directly to those things so that people are more likely to understand, connect, stick around, and take action.
Businesses that win in video are the ones that stop trying to be in the spotlight, to be the hero. You should actually make your customer the hero and you be the guide. That's going to be the way forward to success. All right, so make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on YouTube. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We drop episodes weekly to help small business owners and business leaders use video marketing to grow and scale their operations.